This conference will now be recorded.
Yes. So in previous session, I have explained a scenario of investment management where an organization is looking to find out some solution to collect the different proposal requirement, and then when we are getting the rolled up cost to my higher level for the approval. Okay, so how exactly we can implement in the system and how we can understand the different key data structure here, I'll explain today. Okay, so I'm just going for the same scenario which we have discussed that day. Yeah, so let us consider this is the organization ABC Utility Company, which is having three different divisions or department. First is a power generation, another is a power transmission, and third one is a power distribution. And individually these department can have their further sub department, or if you are considering these three different divisions, this power station is SCADA and ERP implementing, that can be considered as a further departments. So you need to understand how you need to create a structure, how you need to create a standard investment structure here. Okay, so it can be based on the functions, it can be based on the location, it can be based on the process, based on the work. So there are different way to map this requirement. Okay, so I'm taking this requirement just considering the department. Okay, so here I have considered power generation, or you can say this is a one business line, power generation. Power transmission is another business line, and power distribution is different business lines. And further I'm selecting, I'm going with the project type. Let's say power station is a one project type, SCADA project is another project type, and ERP implementing is another project type. So I'll go in the system first, I'll create this structure, and then we will go further to understand the process. Let me open the system. Okay, so here let us understand this screen. Okay, you people already having experience, so you may know the different functions, but let me just explain a few more things here. Here you will see the user menu. Okay, and here you will see the SAP menu. User menu, you will see only the transaction which is assigned to your user ID. Okay, and in SAP menu, you will see all the transaction in SAP, which is provided as a standard transaction here. Okay, so here we need to go into SAP menu to see the standard transaction structure or hierarchy. One second. I need to exit from system. Okay. So here, when I'm clicking here, it is taking me here in SAP standard menu. Come here in accounting. Within accounting, you will get investment management. Okay. So we will cover investment management and project system. So first we are going through investment management. Here you will see the appropriation request, program, internal order, investment, project, and asset. Okay. So in this course of investment management, we will cover appropriation request, program, and basics of internal order. Investment project, basically it's a part of PS, project system, which will be captured within the PS cycle. So when we are going to understand the program, so here in this case, when we are understanding this process, this ABC utility company, which is preparing the program for 2021 and which is planned the 7 million cost here. So first we need to create a investment program here in the system. Okay, so how we need to go to the program. Okay, and here you will get the transaction to create a master data. Go into investment program structure. Here, if the transaction code is not there, you need to go here and add it. 1 second. Extra technical details. Sorry. Extra settings. Display technical names. Let me come again here. Go to accounting, investment management, go to program, go to master data, go to investment program structure. Okay, so here in this transaction you can see the complete program structure, means having the investment program and investment position. But when we are going to create investment program, there is a dedicated transaction here. Go to investment program definition, and here IM01, this is the transaction to create an investment program, and to change IM02 and to display IM03. So here we are creating a investment program definition first. So go to create. Okay, here investment program, you need to enter here program name. Okay, so let's say for me it's ABC utility company, and I'll say ABC utility like this, or utility. Okay, approval years 2021, I'm taking 2021. Okay, so this is the approval year for which we are creating this program, and here we need to enter the program type. Okay, so program type is the profile which we have configured in system. So here, to create a program definition, program type is my KDS, key data structure. Okay, so let me select from the existing. Yes, so here these are the program type given here. I'll select NLM, investment program type. I'm selecting this one. Okay, press enter.
Ram, what is that program type usage?
Program type is the profile which we have created in configuration. So this program type profile will control all the functions. Okay, so if we need to change any if we are willing to change any function, so we need to look into this program type profile in system.
Okay.
Okay, I'll take you to the program type configuration all later on. So here we are understanding the application. We understood the business process, how we need to proceed, but now application, how we need to apply as per my business process, how we need to apply in the system, and then later we will go for the configuration. So here I'm creating investment program. So this is, I'm saying ABC utility program for 2021. Approval year, it is coming here, program type N007. This is the profile which is controlling here. Budget distribution annual. I'll come to this point where exactly it will be required. Budget category and assignment lock. Okay, so once we will go for the budget approval and all and budget distribution, then this checkbox will be used. Okay, so this is a master data here. So let us select this budget distribution annually here. Person responsible, you can consider here in my example when I'm creating this program definition. So there should be one responsible person. You can consider he's the business head who is the responsible to approve any investment program or to take a decision for any investment within this company. Okay, I can say that. So here you can maintain a list of the responsible person, and you can select here, and you can have some provision to trigger a mail based on the assignment of this person responsible. Fiscal year variant, you need to enter the fiscal year variant here. This is basically required for financial purpose. So I'll say here Jan to December. Jan to V3, April to March 4 is special. Let me select this currency. It should be USD. Okay. Okay, if we will get any issue, we will see later on. Okay, because, okay, save it. So here we have created this definition ABCUTLY for 2021 for the year 2021. Okay. So next, what we were doing here in my example, this is my investment program definition, which we have created just now. Later on, we need to create these program position. Okay. So here I have shown you the program position just below to program definition, but there is one requirement here. We need to create a program first level program position. Okay, then only you can create a further level of program positions. So in my example, in my this application, I need to create here one top level program position. You can just correlate with your PS project structure where you are keeping one WBS as a root and then you are creating a further level of WBS element. Similarly, we are creating here structure. So come back here. Next transaction, we need to create a top level program position. Okay. So come here, investment program position, create top position IM11. Okay. So investment program is ABC underscore UTLY and I'm keeping the same position ID, same ID for my top level position and approval year is 2021. You can create this program position from reference, means you have, if you are having already some positions created in the system, you can take a reference as a template. So if you want to create with reference, you need to enter this data here, but let us go directly to create this position. I think I need to log out once. System taking time. One second, please. I'm sorry. Let me log out from the system. Okay, so here I go to accounting. It is investment management. Go to program. Go to master data. Investment program position. Create top position. investment program is ABC UTLY. Same I will keep for position ID, press enter. So let us keep the same description for top level position. Let us understand here. So here the controlling area, what is the controlling area? In investment management, we don't have any organization structure. Like PS, we are using the organization structure from the different modules. So here we need to enter the controlling area, profit center, cost center, company code. We can keep all these data in my configuration. So we can get here automatically when we are creating master data. Okay. So, but here I need to enter it manually as per the current settings. So let me check for which controlling area we need to create it. You can get controlling area from here. Let's say it's 1000, not 1000, 2000 USD. Different fiscal year. Okay, for 1 second, please. Let me check here which fiscal year I need to use. One second, I'm checking some information. I'll come back here. Okay, so I'm getting issue because of my program definition. So let me change here the program definition. It should be K4. Okay, as per the standard settings. Let me save it. So I'm going back here to my top position to create again. EPM user resolver using ABC utility. What is that? I'm not doing. Why it is showing like this? I think it's a transaction is logged. Let me check here. Central.
Sir, maybe you should try EM22 and start that.
But we did not save, right? System couldn't save that. Actually, the transaction was logged for some time. Okay, so here I need to create same as my investment program controlling area. Let me enter here 2000. Okay, as per the available configuration. But when we'll go for the configuration, we'll see with the different combinations here. Profit center and all, I'm not entering anything as of now. So go to the general. Here in general, you can see the system status and user status. Okay, so here in this object, we can define user status. However, system status will already be available from the SAP side. I'll explain this. What is that? Investment reason. So we can have a list of the investment reason. When we are doing any investment, it has to be aligned with any reason, means with business strategy. So we can maintain this business strategy in the system, and we can select here in my position, so that when I want to see the different reports based on the reason, I can get it directly. So here, replacement, rationalize, enhancement, environment, production, or internal investment. So I would say this is an internal investment. Priority, what is the priority of all the project which is coming within this program? Okay, so you can define the priority here. Let's say the normal priority. Scale, scale means what will be the scale of the project. So investment up to the 100,000, investment up to 2 million, or investment over 2 million. So if you are defining the scale here in your reports, you can get a range of that particular project's value level according to your scale. So I'm saying it's a investment over 2 million. Role in hierarchy. Here you can define a local detail position. Here the different roles you can define in the system. So all this local detail position, strategic program position, total position. So I can say it is a strategic program position. So when we are creating a program, here we need to understand on what basis we are creating this program. Person responsible, as we have already defined the person responsible in the program. So same person can be considered here as a person responsible, or if you want to keep it separate, you can keep it here. Valid from fiscal year to valid to which fiscal year, we can enter start to end date. Otherwise, system will capture for this particular year. Budget distribution overall and budget distribution annually. Okay, so we can distribute the budget overall or annually, means let's say if you want whatever the investment values you are defining here, this investment will go for 3 more years. So you can distribute budget in all these 3 years. Along with that, you can have some overall budget. Okay, so for example, the investment which you are doing here, it is for 21, 22, and 23, and the total amount, let's say it's 100 million. And if you want to distribute this amount 20, 20, 20, so total is 60 is distributed in 3 years, but 40 million you want to keep as an overall, means anytime you can utilize that. I'll explain this distribution when I'll explain my budget process. So now come to the organization unit. We need to enter all the details here: cost center, company code, business area, balance sheet items, currency, plant, and plant section. Okay, so as of now, I'm not entering. If you are entering, then it will go for the next level of accounting. I'll explain later. Depreciation simulation data here, when whatever the asset is being used within this program position, how my depreciation will be calculated. So we need to enter here asset class and capitalized date. So this has to be done by the asset consultant, or you can say FICO consultant, and we need to get that detail and need to enter here. User field, these are some fields given by SAP where you can enter some additional information. For example, for different fields, to enter the different information, SAP already given the fields. But in any case, if you need some additional fields where you need to enter some more information, in that case, you can utilize all these fields. These are the open field. As per your requirement, as per your business requirement, you can utilize these all. So one of I have done one changes here: consultant name, user field 02 item. So all these things based on your configuration, you can change it as per your requirement. Okay, and here assignment, you can you can assign the different measures. Okay, we used to call it as a measures: order, WBS element, and appropriation request. We are having three measures. Based on that, we can proceed with our investment. Okay, so we can use as an internal order object to assign it to this positions to proceed with our investment, or we can use WBS element, or we can use appropriation request. Okay, and here we are having allowed measure. This is a checkbox here. What are the different measures which you can use for this program position? So I'm selecting here the order, WBS element, appropriation request, all. Okay, so you can use all. It means you can assign all these measures to this position. System and user status. Let me explain this. What is the system status and what is the user status? Basically, in system, whenever all the objects are having system status, means whenever you are performing any transaction, these status will be set automatically. Okay, so that is a SAP provided status. For example, when you are creating any object, okay, here we have created this program position. So when you are performing the transaction to create a position, system is setting automatically system status to CRTD. We have not done anything from our side. Okay, so it means it is already defined status by SAP, and when you are performing any transaction, it is being set automatically in system. But to capture the different process steps, along with that, to control the different transactions, you can create your own user status, like how the name is describing it, user status, which can be created by user. So here, to create a user status, we need to create a user status profile. That is another KDS, key data structure, part of configuration. It has to be created. So here, this is the profile which we have created, and in this profile, we have included all these status, user status. So here I'm saying created, for review, approved, rejected. For example, you can understand in the another way, when we are creating this position, let's say some subordinate is created this position, and later this position should be go to higher management, let's say business head, for the approval. So once it is created by subordinate can set the status to for review, and we can have a provision to send a mail based on the setting of the status, and then it will go to your approver, and then he has to decide whether we are proceeding with this position or not. So we can approve, he can approve it, or he can reject it. So based on the status which you are selecting here, it is including some business transaction control. Means you can have some business transaction control based on this status. So if you want to see that control, you need to come into the business process here, and you will see all the business transaction which can be controlled here. So wherever it is green, it means you can perform these transactions. Let's say you can do the budget return here, you can do the budget supplement, you can lock, you can release, you can define the total cost, but you cannot revoke, you cannot unlock, and you cannot revoke status release. So these are the business transaction which is controlled with this review status. Okay, so let me save this. Then again,
one question, please. When and where you set up the status profile? Okay, I haven't seen that.
My approach is to explain first business process, then application, then configuration. So as of now, we are understanding the business application. Then I'll go for the configuration. In configuration, I'll show you how you can create this profile. Okay, and I'll show you how you can create a program type. We used to call it as a KDS, key data structure. For example, whenever we are going for any implementation, let's say you are the consultant and you here, just give me 2 minutes to explain this scenario so that few more things will be clear. When we are going for any implementation, we are having a different methodology. So we used to follow ASAP methodology. However, in some of project, we used to go for the agile also. Okay, so what SAP methodology says here, you will have the 5 phases of any implementation project. Okay, So first is requirement gathering, requirement collection, you can say. Next is BBP preparation. Third is realization. Fourth is final preparation. And final is go live and support. So let's say you are the consultant and you have been deployed for any implementation, and which is following this methodology. This methodology, you have to follow all these phases. Okay, you have to go through of all these phases. So when you are going for the requirement collection, okay, so you need to understand first the requirement from the business, where you will have the meeting with your business. Okay, you will understand what exactly they are doing in the legacy system. You will study the legacy system, you will study all the documents which will be provided by them. Okay, then you need to prepare one document which we used to call it as is. Sometimes this as is used to be created by the business itself. Okay, so we used to say it's a as is document. Okay, so it will have a proper format where all the processes has to be defined. Okay, and it will have all the steps of transaction which they are performing in their legacy system. Maybe it can be in your document, Word, or it can be in the Excel, or it can be some other system. So all the process has to be defined here, and then by understanding this as is, you need to prepare one document which we used to call it as a 2B document. So 2B document, basically it will have a mapping of your understanding as per your SAP. So what do you say here? 2B. 2B means what we are going to be now after implementation. So this will be just overview. So here when you will understand their cycle, this scenario, okay, so this will be introduced by them. They will explain we are having 3 different divisions, we are working for the different projects. One is a power station, another is SCADA. We are going for the different projects in the power transmission. So you are studying it. Then later you need to tell them that we need to create a program to capture this scenario, right? So when you are saying program, you will not exactly going to configure directly in the system. It's just idea. So you will say to them that we will create one program which will capture all this requirement to initiate the project, initiate a proposal, or whatever the budget control you want to keep. It will be based on investment program. So that has to be captured in 2B document. Along with that, you will have the process flow here. Okay. Then once this phase will be clear, then you will move to the BBP preparation. In BBP preparation, you need to prepare one document, BBP, business blueprint. Okay, in this you need to first explain everything what we are having in the module. Let's say investment management, we are having investment program. So make them understand what is the investment program. Okay, what is the position, what is the WBS, what is the project. So you need to familiarize my business. Okay, and once you are familiarized, they are also having some idea, then they will correlate their requirement as per the functionality which we are having in SAP, right? Then you need to propose a document where we will have the full understanding of the module first. Second, we need to go for the process step. Let's say if they are having 5 processes, so the process wise, the process below having all the steps, which transaction will be done by whom, okay, and when it will be done. So all these description thesis you have to write completely. So this is your, you can say this is the legal, you can understand this is the legal. Sometimes it is a legal binding also for based on this BBP preparation. But you can say this is a understanding of business and you, that you are going to implement this process now like this. Okay, so here you will have understanding. First of all, you can say the module and process implementation, explanation. Process flow has to be explained here. What is the gap? What is the gap are there? It has to be mentioned here. Okay, let's say few a process which you are not able to cover in your solution, it has to be mentioned here in this document. So let's say gap will also be there. And whatever the enhancement you are going to do, let's say some of process which are not available in a standard system, you are going to provide as an enhanced solution. So enhancement has to be provided here. If any workflow is there, like in which stage you are sending a mail to your in the business line, it has to be explained here in the enhancement. Whatever the additional changes in the screen and all you are going to do, you need to explain everything here. Along with that, requirement has to be explained here. Okay, so it will have everything, it will include everything, and based on that only you are going to proceed further to provide the solution. So this document has to be signed by both the party, your client, and you. Okay, so all the responsible people has to sign on this document, and it is the base now for further implementation. So here when you are defining this BBP preparation, what you are doing, you are capturing the business process, and along with that you are capturing the KDS also, key data structure, where I'm saying here in my system that I need to define investment reason. So this reason has to given by my business, what list I want to see here, right? So here in this default system, it is showing me replacement, rationalize, enhancement, but for them it can be upgrade project, new enhancement, okay, efficiency improvement. So some different kind of things they can have. So we used to call it as a KDS, key data structure, which we need to maintain in the system, right? So all these data will be provided by business, okay, and we need to create it in the configuration. And when we need to create in the next step. So once this phase is over, which is having full information of my data, which I need to create in a configuration along with my business process, authorization, roles and responsibility, enhancement, reports included, and all the validation check, it has to be kept in BBP. Once it is approved, then we need to go in the realization. So this is the phase when we will touch my golden client. Okay, so I need to do all the configuration in this phase, realization. So what I'll do here, first of all, the baseline configuration. Baseline configuration means your golden client configuration. Okay, and it is a basic configuration which is mandatory to execute the transaction, and apart from that you need to do the enhancement. So here you were saying you will do the enhancement, but here you will do all the enhancement. We can say in another terminology, development. All the developments will be done here, and then whatever the changes you are doing, you need to test it also. So here you need to do the unit testing. Unit testing means testing within a module. For example, if I'm doing the changes in investment management, I need to check how I can create a program, how can I create a program position, how I can create an appropriation request. So within a module, and later on, I need to check for the integration testing. Integration testing means how can I transfer my appropriation request to my project in PS. So out of module, how I can integrate to other objects. Okay, so I need to test all these. Then I need to prepare here a user manual also. So user manual, which will be used for my user training. Okay, so here all these activity will be done. Once it is done, then we'll move to final preparation. So final preparation, basically, I'm having my system ready, I'm having everything, and I have transported my request from golden client to development client, and then it moved to the quality system. In quality, we need to have the UAT, user acceptance testing, means now user has to accept the business, whatever you have implemented. Yes, I'm saying it is as per my requirement. If we are having any gap, it has to be addressed by the implementer, means by us. So user acceptance. Okay, so this UAT will be performed by core user, means super user. Business, you can say in another words, that is a business owner who are the responsible to run their business in that particular business process. Okay, there is another thing, end user training. Sometimes it comes also in our part as a consultant, end user training. Otherwise, in some of scenarios, it used to be given by the core user. Okay, and after that, if you are thinking to migrate the data, Okay, means upload the data. In that case, all cutover data has to be collected, it has to be clean, and then as per your template, it has to be uploaded into your system. So you can say cutover data upload. And then on a certain date, once it is clear that everything is fine, then we got the sign from from the business for all the UAT document. By making base for that, we can go for the system go live. Okay, so in that case, system will be gone live, and then we will go for the further support. So this is the ASAP methodology. And in most of the SAP project implementation, we follow this methodology. But there is another methodology, agile methodology, scrum methodology, where we are creating some scenario and we are directly reaching to the business, and then we are asking them to test. And if they are suggesting, or if they are going for some additional requirement, we are taking that same time, and then we are making the changes, then we are going for further round of testing. That is a agile. Okay, so here in SAP sometimes it's difficult because every time you cannot change the system. Okay, because SAP is very robust. Okay, but in some of different software it is very useful, like Oracle or some other softwares. So it is clear. Any question here, please? So in my approach, I'm going in the same way. I'm explaining the business first, then I'm going for application, means how you need to understand the application, yeah, the transaction in the sequence. Then we will go for the configuration. So when I'm explaining this, okay, this system and user status, this user status is a part of configuration. I'll explain later on. Once let me finish this today. Okay, in next session I'll explain how you can configure all these KDS.
I have one doubt, Srinivas here.
Yeah.
See, I just this investment management. When the company release, because I what I know is from project system, there we have budget, everything we have there. Then why do we need investment management?
But how we are getting that budget for the project, investment project? Let's say you are doing some project. Okay, I'll take another example here. For project PS project, you are having some budget. Okay, let's say you are saying here you are doing one project for a SCADA, for example, SCADA project. This is the project which you are doing in your PS system, and you have defined here, let's say 2 million you will do the investment here in your organization. So 2 million, how you get it, how you got? Is there any process? Is there any? Yeah.
Achha. For that we have to go with this. Okay.
So what we are doing here, so what we are doing, let's say this is your IT department, IT division. Okay, and IT division, basically it is within the organization, right? So organization already having some amount to invest in upcoming years. That is the one way. Or your management can ask to IT department for coming year, what is your plan? What is your proposal? So IT department will say to this my management, higher management here, that I need to have SCADA implementation in my upcoming year 2021, right? So they already proposed 2 million to them for SCADA, and management already approved. Yes, for SCADA we are approving 2 million in 2021, right? So once year will start, this IT project will start this project, and they will consume 2 million from the total budget. So you are having company budget here, organization budget is here. So it may be 100 million. Out of 100, you have consumed 2 million. So in PS, you are having control on this, but you don't have any control on this. You don't have anything to manage your proposal. You don't have anything to control this cycle. So here we are managing this cycle in investment management.
Okay, so you mean, if I understand correctly, so this investment management is a higher level.
Correct.
And the project system is a lower level.
Yes. So this is, you can say, there I'll if I'm going in the same example, this example, generation, I need to start this SCADA project. So before even starting of a SCADA project, you need to submit one proposal to your management that this is my plan, please approve it. So that also we will cover. Okay, so as of now we are creating a structure only, then we'll go for the proposal, then we will go for the project. Clear? So this is the
Sir, one question, please. Quick question. What's the difference between investment management and funds management that SAP provides? We have two tools.
Correct. So actually, fund management, I'll say one more thing here. Fund management is very flexible tool, flexible module. Okay, and it is having control on company code level. Okay, it is not going for the program wise. In fund management, basically what we have, let's say this is a basically combination of master data which we are having in the fund management. First is the fund. I'll explain here. Fund center, funded program, and functional area. And commitment item. Okay. Commitment item. Okay, so here if you see, when we are going with the IM, we are having some limitations here. We don't have this much of flexibility. What is that flexibility? Here we are saying we have created, let's say, this structure. Okay, power generation is there. We are having a different projects, or you can say the proposal to propose our idea or our requirement to my higher management within this power generation division, for example. Okay, but you don't have the further level of control. Okay, in fund management, first thing, it is applicable at higher level. It is superseding my investment management. Along with that, we are having more flexibility here. For example, your funded program is the program which you are going to start, means your project. Okay, fund is type of fund. For example, you can bifurcate, you can define the type of fund, your internal fund, your external fund, or let's say you can say you are having a different kind of projects in your organization. Okay, sure. You are having a different kind of you are having different kind of fund. For example, you are having some, let's say, donated fund, for example. Okay, or charity fund. So this is a different fund type. It is not fitting exactly in this my example, but let's say you are having a different type, internal fund for internal project. Okay, fund for turnkey project, fund for consultancy projects. Okay, so this is a different kind of, you are having another bucket to keep the group of your fund. Fund center, it is giving you the flexibility defined based on your department. Okay, so here we were distributing based on the different, this was also distributing based on the department, but further level it will not have control on it. Okay, means that again control will not be like how we are having here in fund management. Functional area, it is superseding your funded program and fund center, means which fund, which program you want to execute with reference to which fund center, means which program, which department will execute that program within this area, functional area. And then commitment item you can compare with your cost element. So here in the fund management, control is more, not like IM. IM is okay, it is having you are assigning the fund, you are keeping the fund, you are distributing a budget, that's it. But here in FM is a more elementary level. Okay, so
can I have both tools at the same time, or it's a matter of choice in one?
See, if you are having fund management, there will not be any meaning of investment management, because you are getting all the fund from this combination. So in that case, if you are implementing IM also, only appropriation request will be relevant in that case to just submit your proposal and then how you need to transfer it to the PS. But as a control level, it will not have any meaning. Even if your fund management is activated, a PS budgeting also will not have any further meaning, because everything you are getting from this combination and you have to be with the same combination. Clear?
Okay, thanks.
Okay, you do one thing. When we will start the PS, you just remind to show this scenario. Okay, we don't have the system in which this is activated, but theoretically we will try to put more stress on this area. Okay, but here it's just starting, so maybe some of other participants will not be comfortable to go in more deep. Okay, so I'm coming back here to explain the application. We have created the first level of position. Now we need to create a next level of position. Okay, so to create a next level of position, you come here. Sorry, you come here in this transaction, investment program structure, go to IM, change, enter investment program, position ID, approval here. So this is the first level. Now you can create here itself. Click here. Okay, you will get, yeah. So we can create a position here. I'll say the power generation. Okay, next is power transmission. Check. Okay, here copy. So whatever the settings you have done in the first level of position, same will be copied to my lower level of position. Okay, you save it. So if you want to do any changes here, you can directly come in the same transaction IM22 and you will see this, enter the position ID, and you can enter the 2 hierarchy level also. Here we are creating only 2 level, but if you are having, let's say, 8 level, 9 level, and if you want to see the hierarchy at certain level, then you can enter the hierarchy there. So if you click here, double click here, it will take you to the object detail. It will take you to the same position. Now this is the position, ABC utility. Within that we are having position ID, power generation. So in power generation, everything is copied what we have entered in my first level of position. Okay, but system status and user status will not be set because that is a specific. It has to be go one by one to activate it. Okay, let us come back as per my this requirement, power station, SCADA project, ERP implementing. Okay, let us keep these 3 different as a proposal. We are not going to create a position for this. Okay, so let us understand this power generation. Within this power generation, we are having a requirement of new power station. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to create a proposal in the system. What is that proposal? How you can create? You need to come here. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm taking the approach from bottom up, means the requirement is being submitted by the individual department, then it will come to the higher level, and then management has to understand their requirement, then they will approve the values of their project. So to do that, go into the appropriation request here. This is another area, appropriation request, and you can create here appropriation request. Okay, IM11. We are having both the approach. We can go through investment program positions to the measures, or we can go from measures to back to the investment program position. But before explaining both the scenario, I want to explain the appropriation request. So here it will be clear that how we use to submit the proposal. So you will be able to correlate both the requirement. Okay. So what I'm saying here, when I'm creating, when I'm going for any new power station construction requirement, this is my proposal. Okay. So I need to come here in the system, go to IM11. Okay, so here, how you can do that? You click here, go to create. So once you are going to create, you will get appropriation request type. This is the another profile which we need to configure in the system. So that is a part of KDS. So here it is giving straightforward as is order as investment measure, project as investment measure, project as investment measure, ANZ order as investment measure. So if you want to keep it is some meaningful, in my case, we can say a power station, new power station construction requirement. Okay. And internally, you can define all the settings as per your process. So in this example, as of now, I'm selecting the standard, but we will go later to configure all these things here. So let's say I'm selecting here NLM project as investment measure, internal number. Okay, let me select this one. And 1 second. Okay. Select this one. Controlling area 2000. Okay. So let it open. Meanwhile, I'll explain this. The proposal means when you are submitting the proposal for new power station construction. Let me explain it here. Let's say this is your proposal. Okay, and what you will do exactly in this, when you will go for this proposal, first of all you need to collect all the requirement. Means what is your requirement here, means what is the efficiency has to be there when you are constructing this station. So requirement, you need to understand as per the area where you are constructing it. In that area, this is your requirement. Based on that only you are constructing this power station. Okay, or maybe you are foreseeing in upcoming 10 years new colonies will be there. Okay, new requirement will be there because there are some factory or some mall is going to be constructed. So you need to consider, foresee everything. Then you are defining that yes, I need a power station in that particular place to increase the efficiency, for example. Then next you need to understand the technical feasibility here. Okay, technical feasibility, whether we will be able to do this or whatever we are requiring, is this possible to achieve? So I can say technical feasibility. And then once technical is done, you need to understand the financially how we need to follow. Means the multiple financial plan you can submit in the system. For example, when this proposal is going for further level of discussion, one of people somebody is saying better to go to upgrade our existing system. There is no need to go for constructing a new system. So you can have the different ideas to manage your the new proposal. Okay, so when you are going with the different ideas, you have to have some support. Means you have to analyze in that way also. So when you are doing that, you need to do the technical feasibility and financial feasibility in the both the direction. So let's say if you are going for the new system, new power station construction, your technical will be more complex. But if you are going for upgrade, your technicals may be less complex. So that is the one benefit to go for the upgrade. But when you are going for financial feasibility, new, you can say it will take around 50 million. But if you are going to upgrade, same thing, it will take 10 million. So the difference is there. By analyzing both the scenarios, you can approve this proposal. Once it is being approved, means you are going with the same requirement. Okay, so let's say it's approved. When I'm saying approved means we are going for the execution, and for execution it will move to the PS. This is your PS project. So here we are having a provision in CPM in investment management. You can directly reflect, you can directly transfer the project from this proposal, which we used to call it as a appropriation request. Appropriation request. Okay. So this will be based on the approved. Means if it is approved, then only it will be transferred to PS project. If it is rejected, the cycle will be stopped here. Okay, and if it is approved means whatever the proposed values, 2 million, 5 million, 10 million, let's say if you are going for the new construction project, 50 million, that has to be considered here in my this level, 50 million, right? And this will be added into my annual plan and in my program level. Okay, so here we are going to capture this cycle in appropriation request. Okay, so here let's say new project proposal, new power station construction, new power station construction requirement. Okay, so here appropriation request, the code, you can have this code as per your project, which we are going to integrate with PS later on. So let me see the open number. I'll show how you can find out open number and all. Structure indicated appropriation are not allowed. Okay. So I need to see the available appropriation request. Just a minute, please. One second. G29 4001. So if we have to follow coding mask here, I'll explain this. Okay, how you need to follow that. I'll show you here in system as of now. In my next session, I'll create the object and I'll show you the process. Okay, so here this is the appropriation request, ERP implementation. We are actually this for us it will be power station construction, reason, environment, investment. All this data we can enter, and we can enter here the different different cost in the variant also. So what I'll do, because it will take more time, okay, and in next session I'll cover this scenario, appropriation request. If you are having any question from today's session, please let me know, because as of now I'm focusing to understand the business process, because the transaction and the configuration will not take much time. I'll try to cover in next session whatever we have covered. Okay.
Sir, when we gonna have access to the system?
You will get today or
Today, okay.
yeah, today I will try to provide. Let me stop the
And
recording.